we just had a huge windstorm last night, and it tore a cherry tree down that fell on the fence and dwarfed up another cherry tree. So we're out here cutting this, and it made me want to do a quick video for you guys. I've been using the Stihl Platinum bar and chain lubricant, and I wanted to compare it against, there's a new stuff out by B3C. It's called Better Than Oil, and it's a plant-based bar and chain lubricant. And so you can see that this cherry log's pretty well about the same diameter all the way up through there. So what I'm going to do is, right now I've got the Stihl Platinum in my 500, and I'm going to take a temperature measurement right here in the middle of my nose sprocket. And so we got a baseline, and it is 61 degrees, 62 degrees, and it's 52 degrees temperature out here. So, you know, let that play into the viscosity of the oil and stuff like that. But we're going to start out, and I'm going to run 5 cuts with the platinum oil, and then we'll check and see how much temperature rise we got. And I'll also do a quick rev the chain over the stump so we can see how it flings, you know, as far as the oil flinging off the chain. And so we'll have that baseline, we'll have the temperature starting at 61, run the cuts and see how hot we get with the Stihl chain bar lubricant. And then I'm going to open this up, and I've got a drain pan. I'm going to drain all the bar oil, Stihl bar oil out of it, and then we'll crack this one open. I haven't even used it. Yeah, it's sealed. And we'll crack it open. I'll run a couple cuts to make sure that we get all the old oil out of the system, and then we'll do the test all over again, and we'll see if there's any benefits of the plant-based. There's a lot of perks to this. I mean, it's 100% biodegradable. They said that you can hold this up against your siding and like fling it on your siding and hose it off, and it won't leave any residue. They talk about if you're sawing near a pond or anything like that. And so as many trees and stuff as we've been cutting here around the farm, you know, the less petroleum products I put on the land, the better. And like I said, just wanted to see if it's better than oil. So let's try it out. As general, you know, we're not going to go super scientific, because I just want to see. All right, we're at 115. You know, I wasn't doing a ton of nose cutting, and you know, if you guys are doing plunge cuts and stuff like that, you know, it's going to heat it up a lot more. But we're, you know, 115 is the highest I saw. Now we're dropping down 110, 109. So, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cuts, and then finished with a cut there on the end. And so we'll see. I'll let this cool back down, and then dump the oil out of it, and we'll put the new stuff in and do the exact same thing all over again. These oiler settings, I've actually turned it up. It's not maximum on the, you know, on the bottom of these Stihls, the 500Is, there's an adjustment, and so I got it to where normally this was oiling pretty good. I don't want to turn it up too much because, you know, there's no point in wasting oil, but I'm not going to change anything other than just dumping this oil out and switching over to the new one. But there's a picture of what the chain looks like after we've been cutting with the Ultra Platinum Stihl oil, and we'll see what it looks like after we get done with the Better Than oil. Beautiful. Let me go grab a grease rag. Clean it up. Can't stand a dirty salt. All right, recording?
I've been recording.
Oh. All right, we will break the seal on this. lot of my videos are kind of off the cuff because this is stuff that I wonder about, and I figure if I'm curious about it, surely somebody else is too. So, it's a lot runnier than how it feels. They say it's got tackifiers in it and stuff for a plant-based product. I mean, it's tacky and seems slick.
Give it the taste test.
I was going to give it the taste test. Smells fine. Doesn't really have. Smells clean. Just like a. I don't know. That's not a bad smell. You have to smell it later, there, babe. It smells clean. It doesn't have a oily.
Like soap clean,
no,
or just
like
not petroleum?
No, it's just. I don't know. That's. It's not a bad smell. The only thing I can say is it smells clean. All right, so we're filled up. So I'm going to run the saw. You know, we'll not worry about the temperature now. I'm just going to take a couple cuts, not enough to dull the blade or change anything of that. You know, I'm going to keep it out of the dirt, which I always do, but just good clean cuts to get the new oil on the chain, and which you guys can follow along for that. And then we'll let it cool back down to 58 degrees and then start to test on the new stuff. Where's my earmuffs? Since we were I was last on, I finished cutting up some stumps there, and then I trimmed up the top. Just I wanted to make sure that it was definitely the new stuff. Actually, if come in here and if you look at the bar, I'm going to put them side by side so we can both see together. But I feel like the rivets and stuff are actually cleaner on this chain. It's definitely greasy, you know, to touch, but you know it doesn't look visibly greasy. But we are back at 58.2 degrees, 58.6. So we'll go ahead and I'll do my cuts and then finish up with the cut up through. Just try to duplicate what I did there. We'll see what the fling off is on that. I went back through the camera. It was like 13 seconds to 43 seconds. So, or from 30 seconds to 43. So we'll go 13 seconds of just revving it to where you can see it next to the platinum, whether it throws more oil, less oil, or the same oil, and then we'll make our cuts and recheck our temperature. Moment of truth. 89. 88.
Versus 115.
Versus 115. Huh. Yeah, so I mean, you can see I'm shooting right in the middle of the star. There we go, 90, 93. Yeah. Well, that's interesting.
Much
Definitely
cooler.
not 115. So, and like I said, the blade, or the bar looks cleaner. I mean, it's definitely not oily. But, this is just a quick test. I, here in a couple weeks, am going to do a full, entire, complete review. I've been using this saw. When did you get this for me, babe?
I don't remember.
6 or 8 months. I've loaded up ton truckloads worth of firewood these windstorms have been just decimating us. And I mean, that's cherry. Cherry's hard. All the stuff I've been cutting with it is red oak, locust. We've got a big, huge locust tree down there. And so, I mean, it has been put through the paces. I'm going to do a big in-depth review. The gas I put in it. I'm going to take it to the steel shop and have them pull the codes on it so you guys can see how many hours is on this machine. And then we'll even pull the spark plug and check out the cylinder, and you know, we'll check it all over and see, and I'll run you through everything that I do with this all. But for today's test of the new bar and chain oil, I'm going to continue using that and then give you guys more of a long-term study. But right off the bat, I don't see any negatives with it. If your chain's running cooler, it has less resistance, and so I mean, it's got better friction properties. And when it was flinging, it seemed like it was throwing off a finer droplet, to where this is the stihl, and it's kind of a globbier, where this is a finer mist. So I mean, from my perspective, I would think that this finer mist is getting into the rivets and the crevices a lot better than this. You know, this would appear to be tackier, but the more viscous this is, you know, apparently is proving to be better at friction. So we're going to keep on cutting, get this mess cleaned up, and then go work on my parents. We'll catch you guys next time.